Hello, YouTube. Long time no see, right? It's been an awful long time since I uploaded anything, and that has to do with a couple of things. Um, Most of all, that I'm very busy with my internship currently. I'm working on my thesis, so that takes quite a bit of time. So I'm working on that. And it's because I bought a GTX 1060 a couple months ago. Um, and basically, I cannot use my Hackintosh partition anymore with that. Um, I sold my 780 Ti because, quite frankly, it was showing its age really bad in the latest titles. It was getting beaten by the 970 in pretty much every regard, while it should be faster than even the reference design 980s. So yeah, and I just downright refuse editing video on Windows. We'll get back to that, how I'm going to solve that, and why you're actually watching this video right now, and how that's possible. But first of all, we're going to take a look at some machines that I haven't shown yet, or that require some attention in order, just to get some updates out. This is a Dell Latitude E6500. This is my most recent acquisition in terms of laptops. It has the 9-cell battery, as you can see. So let's get this into the light a little bit better. So, as you can see here on the back, we have the Gigabit Ethernet port as well as a knockout plate for the modem. On this side we have the display port and the power connector. On this side of the laptop we see a USB port and a USB eSATA combo port, a VGA port vent, hard drive bay, SD card slot as well as the express card slot. On the front is, well, everything is left to the imagination. Not much there, just the latch. And on this here side we have the optical drive, a smart card, or PC card slot actually, the Wi-Fi Bluetooth toggle switch, well it's just a Wi-Fi switch it seems. This is in fact the card thing I just said, frick. Here is the mini FireWire, the headphone jack, microphone jack, and 2 more USB ports there. Now, I'll say this right now, this machine is already up for sale. And yeah, I'll tell you why. This machine is in fact decked out all the way, pretty much. It does not have a webcam. Let me just turn that thing off. See if I can turn the video light on. Nope, I cannot. Hold on real quick. Alrighty, let's just use the light on the phone for now. This is a decked out model. I'll just turn it on right here. See if there's any juice left. As you can see, we have the backlit keyboard option. It still works pretty well. And the display on this, we have 4 gigs of RAM by the way, and a Core 2 Duo P8600, 160 gig hard drive, 7200 RPM. And this is in fact the 1920 by 1200 display. And apparently these have issues with their backlights just killing themselves suddenly. They just go full Akbar. So, well, there's that. It's kind of a shame because I pretty much like this machine quite a bit. It's one of the few really Windows machines that I actually like. So it's really a shame that I have to get rid of it so quickly. Because quite frankly, I am not really wanting to wait for the thing to go bad. Because it inevitably will. And I can now just flip it and make a small profit on it. So that should be fun. So yeah, it's running Windows 7 and all that good stuff. Don't really feel like making a whole episode about this laptop that is pretty much going to be gone right after I finish filming or something. So it's not really all that interesting to look at. Alright, so let's actually go to the next subject of this video. The next subject is of course the iBook G4 12-inch late 2004, my most recent video subject. Some things have changed. Well, actually just one thing. I added more memory because it only had 768 megabytes. Oh yeah, right, and I changed the keyboard. I thought I actually ordered the right keyboard for this. But it turns out I accidentally ordered the G3 one. Doesn't really matter all that much. I mean, they type pretty much the same. They're still very nice keyboards. This one just reeks of pure death and AIDS and cancer and all that nasty stuff combined. So it's pretty terrible. But at least it works. Let's turn the sucker on. I mean, optical drive is still in good nick. Of course, this all works. Yay. Display works sometimes. Well, it actually does all the time, but the only things that are still wrong with this machine are pretty much the battery, because, well, they're original batteries and they only last like 30 minutes. I'm fine with that. The display is still good. That's the most important thing about these machines anyway. So that's always good to know. But yeah, I upgraded the RAM on this. It originally had 760 megs, like I said. It has now been upgraded to a whopping 1.25 gigabytes. The absolute maximum this thing will take. By the way, stay tuned for more PowerPC goodness, because there is something on the way that will be a very nice companion to this machine. There are some insiders in the Geeks from YouTube Facebook group that I'm part of as well. It's basically run by fellow YouTubers Dello304 or Ryan Garrett, however you want to call him, and iToilet9 or Chris or, you know, Exodium. A couple of those guys and some other people in there as well that I've all met through YouTube. And they're all pretty nice guys, and we're in a group together. And some of these guys I've already shown, or well, at least told what I was on about. So then you might or not have seen that if you're in that group. If you have, then great, that's good for you. But yeah, this is the iBook G4. I'm going to go full in-depth mode on this. But let me just give you a little bit of a zoom there. Well, no zoom today, it seems. Oh, right. Apparently, iOS 10 has a little bit of different way of zooming. I actually prefer this way. Well, you're never too old to learn, right? And that's coming from a guy that's actually turning 23 really soon, like 2 months. Right. So yeah, you can see right here, it's a 1.2 GHz PowerPC G4 with a gig and a quarter of RAM. So there will be more G4 news, or at least PowerPC related news, very, very soon indeed. That pretty much concludes the update on the iBook there. And our next video subject is located right here. You can see it down there. It is a Mac Mini. It is not a PowerPC. This is actually an Intel Mac Mini. This is a mid-2007 one. 2 gigs of RAM, 1.83 Core 2 Duo, 1 terabyte hard drive. Pretty cool little machine. Only has one problem. The Ethernet is a bit flaky, but that's it. This thing will get a full video. I'll just turn it on real quick to see that it's working. If I can find a frickin' button. Alright. There you go. It's working. So yeah, there's a lot of Mac news going on the channel for the foreseeable future. For some reason, this machine always boots in verbose mode. I'm gonna guess that it needs the new CMOS battery. Just assuming that, because every time I actually do a full NVRAM reset or PRAM reset, whatever the frick you want to call it, it goes into full panic mode. So I'm just gonna assume that there's something bugged up in there. Doesn't really bother me all that much. Boots up pretty quickly, as you can see. Now we're booted into OS 10 Snow Leopard. This machine is also running OS 10 Lion and Mountain Lion as well. By the way, Mountain Lion runs like pure ass. I installed it using ML Post Vector, not Mac Post Vector, like our fellow YouTuber DustDude1 would recommend more. Basically, because at the time when I was actually putting Mountain Lion on this, the workaround wasn't really available yet for Mac Post Vector, so that thing wouldn't really freaking work. So it was kind of shitty, but you know, it's working now, or at least Mountain Lion is sort of working. Graphics performance is just really, really, really poor. Mac Post Vector should disable some effects to make it run better, and it really helps. I've seen that on the machines like this, but I don't know, man. It's just not working for me right now. So yeah, that pretty much concludes all the really important updates, aside from one thing that I haven't addressed yet, and that is, of course, when I'm refusing to edit video on Windows and I do not have the Hackintosh partition available to me right now. What do I use to edit? Well, let's just switch to the particular machine, log into it, and I'll show you around.
Right, so now we're on the desktop. This is in fact the editing machine. Oh yes, let's take a look at what this is. Yes, it is in fact my Mac Pro 2006 that I upgraded to 8 cores, running at 2.33 GHz with 32 gigs of RAM. And the video card I have currently in here is a NVIDIA GeForce GTS 251GB card. I chose this card because I got it basically in the shipment. I got a GTX 470 1.2 gig card and this GTS 251 gig card, and I thought that this would be a good match for the system. It's quite a bit more power efficient than the HD 4870 genuine Mac card that I have, and it generates less heat, is less noisy, generally speaking, and it doesn't really give me any problems, or hasn't given me any problems yet. The GTX 470 is going to be my backup card if my GTX 1060 would die or get problems that would require an RMA. So I'm just keeping this card in here for now. So yeah, currently the storage situation, I have a 128 gig SSD where everything is installed on. This is an ADATA SP550, I think. Just something I had laying around. You also have an Intenso 120 gig laying around, just these generic cheaper SSDs. They're very easy to buy, they're very cheap to buy. They perform pretty well, all things considered. I have a 1 terabyte, what is this thing? Right, I should go to the system profile here. I forget. Let's see, this is the SP600, that's what it was. Yeah, it's the 1 terabyte Toshiba that used to be in my main computer that is now the data drive for the Mac Pro. There's not much on it though. Just my video folder with the clips that I need for now. That's pretty much the previous video. That is of course the iBook G4. My intro and my outro that I edited in. And I will be using this for the meantime. Just in case, by the way, if you're wondering what a machine like this scores, in Cinebench 11.5 it scores about 4.8-ish, and it Geekbenches around 8,000, so in my case. So that's pretty good, well around 7,000 I think. So it does the job, it does what it needs to do, and it does it pretty well. CPU is getting hammered pretty hard right now though, as you can see here in the iStat menus. But overall the machine is very stable, runs very well. And my main editing program on this machine is of course Final Cut Pro. I used to run Premiere, but I switched to Final Cut Pro a while ago, a couple months ago actually, and haven't really seen the need to go back. So yeah, there we go, Final Cut Pro. I've exported video on this machine before, it goes pretty quickly, all things considered. It would be better if I would have a CPU that would support QuickSync, like all Sandy Bridge processors and later, of course. But such a thing does not really exist on the Mac Pro platform, so this is all Xeon stuff, and it doesn't really work that way. So that's pretty much all I really wanted to show here. So this will be my workstation machine for the meantime. My main computer is pretty much just dedicated to gaming right now, running Windows 10 and that stuff. And for everything else I will just use the Mac Pro. It combines well with my 2015 Retina MacBook Pro, so there's no reason not to. I mean, like, you can just run Office 2016 as well, and runs very, very well, I might add. And of course El Capitan runs like a dream. These machines were supposed to pretty much die at Lion, but there are just so many ways to get around that. You can just fill it to the brim with RAM, you can fill it with extra CPUs, or extra CPU cores to be exact. You can add a video card, you can add USB 3 peripherals, you can add PCI Express SSDs. Whatever tickles your fancy. These Mac Pros are so usable still. You can just do anything to them. Well, not anything. because that would be gross, but you get the idea. I mean, if you get a 3.1, they're like 3 times the price, and they're pretty much just gonna run one more release of OS 10, and that's Sierra. That does not really offer all that much compared to El Capitan, in my opinion, at least. For now, I haven't seen much that about Sierra that really impresses me. But I'm getting on way too long here. I have to edit this. I'm gonna put it on YouTube. You're gonna see this. Well, of course you're watching this, so you know that I did. And I just want to, apologize a little bit that I've been away for so long. But like I said, I've been very busy with my with my thesis. I'm very busy with other stuff. I freaking hate Windows, so I just couldn't find a proper way to edit video in the meantime because I need the Mac Pro for ESXi, virtualization purposes, stuff like that. And just usually when I get home, I just want to play a game or two and relax and go to bed, pretty much. So, I'm gonna edit this video. I thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one, and stay tuned for more PowerPC goodness, like I said at the beginning. So, yeah, take care, guys. See you later.